Hello darlings, how are you today? Before we get into the video, something that I want to do when it comes to making YouTube videos is I want to give a goth band recommendation for you to listen to check out, because all that good stuff. So for this video, the goth band that I am going to be recommending you guys is Ghosting. They've been around for a while, but not a lot of people know them, and they're one of my favorites. And they released this, which is sort of an album, more of like their greatest hits kind of stuff. And they released these songs on there. And if you hear that those are my cats. They like to make noise 24/7. But this has all their greatest hits, like Lion King, Bomb the World, One Bullet, Die Baby Die, Blood Ocean, Heal Me, Disguised in Black. Whole bunch of good classic goth songs on here. Probably the one that you guys have heard the most would be Lion King or by Bomb to the World. So you can purchase this on their website or on Amazon, I believe. So, or you can just go on YouTube and listen to them. They're on YouTube. I believe they're on other music platforms. I'm not entirely sure. But that is goth band recommendation for you today. Now, this video is about where I buy my clothes, where I buy my goth clothes, and the hacks and all that kind of cool, interesting stuff, what stores I go to, and sort of like how I find the stuff that I find. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. Okay, so I'll give a good list of like some of the brands that I typically like to wear. Like this top, which is a short dress right now, this is Eternal Love, which they go by Eternal Love, Eternal NYC. They have a couple names, but Eternal is basically the name for them. And then the pants that I'm wearing, which you can't really see right now, but they are Punk Rave. They are, well, they're leggings, but I just bought them for about like $30, and I like it. But this top I got from like Amazon or one of those cheap websites. But I typically, the brands that I like and I go for are brands that are typically not necessarily still active, but kind of hard to find. So a lot of the brands that I like are Eternal Love, Punk Rave, 60s, Funhouse. I love Dark Star. I love Lip Service. I like Begotten. I want to get Begotten stuff, but it's really hard to find Begotten clothing that's in my style. But I do have Begotten clothing patterns. So once I get into learning how to sew, which I'm trying to teach myself, which, it's a process. But I like Begotten. I like Trip NYC. Some of their stuff, not all their stuff. Morbid Threads. I have some stuff from them. Dark in Love, Devil Knight. I have stuff from those guys. Killstar. But Killstar I don't really buy from anymore, but that's a whole different story. But a lot of these brands that I kind of really like either don't make the good clothing like they used to, they're based in another country in the UK, so it's like incredibly hard to find them if you're in the US. That's not like an arm or a leg. And you can it's kind of hard to find some of the stuff that I like, because I like a lot of vintage clothing in the goth style, if that makes any sense. And I kind of like, the Renaissance or like the medieval romantic kind of look when it comes to the fashion. Um, the stores that I typically go for, the main store that I usually shop at is Mystic Crypt. I'm friends with the owner pretty much. I know her. She's pretty cool. But Mystic Crypt, even though they are kind of shutting down, they're like on the process of shutting down. So like a lot of the stuff, if you go on that website, is sold out. But you can still find some good stuff on there. Like the brands that she sells on there, which would be Dark Star, Eternal Love, Burlesca. There's Sinister. There's Hell Bunny. I think it's Spin Doctor. I'm not entirely sure. And then also Dare to Wear, um, which a lot of those clothings also specialize in plus size for us plus size girlies out there. Because that's another issue that a lot of gothic clothing comes into is plus sizing. A lot of them don't realize that a lot of goths, like me and a whole bunch of other people, are not skinny little twigs. But on Mystic Crypt, you can find a whole bunch of like plus size clothing brands that a lot of specialize in. And it's not like, these brands are like only making plus size clothings, like kind of making it look tacky and cheap, like a lot of what brands do. Like one of my favorites is the brand Dark Star. Um, well, they go by like Dark Star by Jordache, which it's this whole line thing. But they are a UK brand, and Mystic Crypt is like the only place in America where you can find their stuff. If you can find some of their stuff that's still like in stock on that website, because a lot of it is definitely sold out, but there's still a lot of pretty cool stuff on there. But Dark Star, what I like about Dark Star is they kind of have like the choices of color schemes. So it's like, you find this really cool, beautiful Victorian dress, and it's there's a black one. There's also a red version of that kind, a purple version of that kind. And you kind of have that choice, do I want which one would you want? Are you more into just wearing all black all the time, or do you like accent color? Um, so, and that's what I really like about Dark Star. They have really good wide range. So if you're like into the romantic side of gothic fashion, or the fairy side, of which there is a little term called the fairy goth, but if you're into the fairy aspect, Dark Star is like a really great brand to look at all the stuff. It can be pricey, but it is decent. I really like them. I really like their stuff. My color schemes kind of tend to go between purple, red, well, of course, all black, but like, the colors that I kind of go for would be either purple or red. White is another color that I like to wear, all white. And then I do have a green dress and a um, hot pink dress. The hot pink is by Dark Star, but it's pretty cute. I like it. And the green dress is by Eternal, which is another brand that Mystic Crypt also sells that I really like. Um, but it's like a crushed green velvet. It kind of looks black, but if you hold it up in a light, it has this green shine to it. It's really pretty. Um, but um, Dark Star is probably one of my top favorite clothing brands. Um, aside from Mystic Crypt, if you're in America, it is damn near impossible to find this brand. You probably have to go on eBay and dig, dig, dig for this brand. They do have an official website, but I don't exactly know if they ship to the United States. Um, if they do, that's probably a lot more expensive. But their clothing isn't cheap, but it's reasonable. I find it to be. A lot of the stuff is very beautiful, but can be delicate. So, um, if you're someone who's not used to hand washing or dry cleaning your clothes, Dark Star might not be the brand for you, but I, I really like that. And I very rarely you can find stuff from Dark Star on Poshmark or Depop, but it's usually eBay. That's that kind of place to go for. Um, Punk Rave, they have their own official US website now, which is pretty cool because for a while, if you wanted punk rave stuff, you either had to get it from eBay, Poshmark, or go on darkencloset.com, which Dark and Closet, they sell between Punk Rave, Dark and Love, Eva Lady, Devil Fashion, Dare to Bloom. I believe that's the name of that brand. But I mean, it's an okay website, but I've had problems ordering from there. Like every time I've bought something from there, they'd message me like or email me like a month later saying that they're out of that size when it was clearly in that size when I bought it. They didn't, say it was out of stock or anything. So they kind of have that kind of bad habit with the customer service. I don't know if it's just the American store because I've heard good things about like the Dark and Closet website and from the UK and stuff like that. It's just at least the one in America I find to have issues with. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. But there is some pretty stuff there, but I don't really recommend that place. If you want to get stuff from Dark and Love and etc., eBay, uh, Poshmark, Devil Knight might be a better place. But Punk Rave does have their official website now, an official American website now. So you can go on there and purchase stuff directly from that website that's specific to Punk Rave. Um, and I bought these pants that I'm wearing for like $30. They're not Punk Rave isn't really cheap per se, but it is a good brand. I never really had any issues with them. Um, I like to buy their cloaks. I like to buy their coats and some of their dresses and stuff, and I've never really had any issues with them. Dark and Love, they make really pretty stuff, and it is like very a little bit expensive. Not quite as expensive as Punk Rave, but it is a brand that's also very delicate, like Dark Star. You gotta, read the labels. If it has like a whole bunch of lace, you might either want to hand wash it or put it in the or deep or not deep clean it, dry clean it. And dry cleaning isn't necessarily something everybody can do. There is some stuff in stores that you can buy like that can substitute for dry cleaning, but that's where that goes into. Killstar. I like Killstar, but I don't really. I like the stuff that they make, like their purses. Like, I've had this purse for like almost 8 years now, and I have the velvet version of this, but Now I don't really, if I see something from Killstar, I'm not really gonna purchase it from the website. They kind of have some controversial issues going on with them. And again, I don't know if it's just the American website or if it's the whole brand in general. But they do have this issue going on with them about the way they're treating their workers. And that, you know, not a cool thing. So now, if I want Killstar stuff, I'll tend to turn to Poshmark or Depop, Vinted. You can find some good Killstar stuff on there. And I don't really necessarily want to say Facebook Marketplace, but there's this Facebook group that's like secondhand thrifted goth clothing, and people will just kind of trade each other off with clothings, and it's kind of cool. So that's like another thing that you can do is go on like Facebook groups of Gothic clothing, and you can trade or sell you know good stuff. They always sell a whole bunch of trip stuff, lip service stuff, um, and etc. Lip service, another brand that I really like. They do have an official website. I haven't really ordered anything from their official website though, but that's also because the stuff that they're selling now isn't necessarily in my taste. Although they do have some pretty cool stuff. It's just not like stuff that I'm gonna go out of my way and buy compared to their Renaissance theme stuff. A lot of the stuff that I do like that's from Lip Service is like the vintage Renaissance dresses and stuff like that. So I can find a lot of that stuff on Poshmark, eBay, Depop. Um, and they're not cheap. People tend to, well, if you scroll a while, you can find a good deal on some of these dresses. But these dresses, people, especially these days, think now that they're realizing how good of a brand that Lip Service was and stuff, they're realizing, oh, they can get a bargain out of this. So finding stuff on Poshmark, um, you can find really beautiful Lip Service dress, but they're definitely going to try to charge you like $300 for it, you know? So be careful of that. Thrift stores, depending on the city that you live in, and also the time of the year. Um, I found an Eternal Love dress over in the Butte Goodwill about 2 years ago, and they put it under the Halloween section for like $6, and it was the coolest thing ever. But one thing I will tell you though is if you are someone who does like to do thrift shopping and stuff like that, and you like to like film it and stuff like that, I mean, it's perfectly fine to like, film thrift finds, but there is a rule when it comes to thrifting, and that rule is if you find something that is, very valuable and stuff, do not do what these YouTubers are doing and exploit that, because thrift stores will catch on that and be like, oh, I can make more money than what I'm selling it for. Bam, it's gonna be a $500 outfit, and who would want to pay $500 for something that was worn, So if you do go thrifting, try not to do that. If you find something that's a really good brand and stuff, wait until after you purchase it and be like, hey guys, look what I got for a decent price, Um, and it's never a good idea to like, look at stuff or film it and then be like, oh wow, this is the value for this is like $500. It's not a good idea. I don't like that idea. Um, it's a very shady thing to do. Um, what else do I can find, speaking of, clothings and stuff, eBay and Poshmark have a lot of patterns, which, Begotten, which is a brand that used to be huge in the 90s, But now you can find some clothing you can find on Poshmark and Depop, but they tend to run their clothing very small. That is one brand that I always get disappointed in whenever I see an actual dress from Begotten, is their stuff is so damn tiny. But luckily I have patterns, so I mean these patterns are meant for like size small, but you can uh, with sewing you can kind of bend the rules a little bit, you know. But you know, I got this one. I got this one, which you can see this. There is a version. There is this dress that's being sold on Poshmark right now, but they're selling it for like $200. So you can find this pattern on eBay for like $6. And then it's kind of all torn up because there's this one. This is my sewing room, by the way, our sewing and craft room. There's this. This is just like for like not Begotten, but you can still, with a costume pattern, you can make a really cool outfit with this. You know, which I'm trying to teach myself how to sew. It's a learning process. Here's this one. But you know, another thing you can do is go to fabric stores, get fabrics, you know, kind of teach yourself how to make some clothes, DIY, stuff like that. That is kind of cool. You can, it is so much of a variety of where you can buy your goth clothing and what you can do with it. You know, there is no price limit or price damage, if that makes any sense. Like, you can find something as cheap as like $2 from the thrift store, and you can make it interesting and beautiful and stuff like that. You know, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with your ideas and everything. So, I think that is it. Actually, no, that is not it. Dare to Wear is a brand that's kind of, you know, it depends. A lot of there's like tops. They sell a lot of tops, but it's like they go for like about 40, 50-ish dollars, depending on the outfit. But they do have a website on Walmart, or not Walmart. They do have their own website. You can find their stuff at Mystic Crypt. You can find it on Amazon. You can find that brand a lot of places, but they do have some cute stuff. So if you're looking for some basic gothic tops, Dare to Wear is kind of cool. 60s, they do have a store, same with Funhouse on Amazon, but their newer stuff that they sell on Amazon is like very costume material, like compared to the stuff that they made in the 90s. Like, it is, I think they just turned themselves into a costume store, to be honest. I think that's exactly what they did. And you can find a lot of 60s stuff, vintage 60s stuff from Poshmark and Depop. Maracaier, I think that thing. And I think you can find all this stuff on Vinted too, because a lot of these sellers sell on all these stores. So you can find it on Vinted, I'm assuming too. Jeannie Nitro is another brand that I like. She is more of a fashion designer. So fashion designers, you're typically going to spend a little bit more. Rather than like, you know, the brand of stuff, because, you know, once you buy it, they're making it, they're hand making it like right as you buy it, you know. So that's so like when you go on their website, you find the outfit that you want, and then you pick your size, the colors that you want with it, and they customize it for you. Genie Nitro is a really good one. Moon Maiden, when you can find, if you're in America, you can find Moon Maiden on Etsy. I don't know about their official website in America, but I know on Etsy they have a store there. But you, which I have a Moon Maiden dress, and I have three outfits by Genie Nitro. And the stuff that I get with Genie Nitro have the same kind of color scheme of black and purple, so it's you can tell which of my closet is Genie Nitro, and yeah. um, Same with Moon Maiden. Like you know, find the outfit that you want. You pick the size of it, and it's I think sometimes you can choose what color you want with the outfit, but pick the size of it. And well, actually, no. With Moon Maiden, from my experience, actually, you purchase the outfit and then you message her on the Etsy thing or like email her your measurements, and then that's when she gets to making. And um, I think Madame Absinthe is a personal designer. Or not a personal designer. I think she designs clothes for people too. But she's a YouTuber on here. You can see her making a whole bunch of absolutely beautiful stuff. There's just something beautiful about buying stuff from people that are like personal designers like that. Like independent, I guess you could say, designers like that. You know, there's something incredibly beautiful about supporting those businesses, those brands, those people, beautiful people that make beautiful things. Um, and they have a whole bunch of good range of stuff that you can choose from. Moon Maiden has, you can get a Lily Munster dress, a Morticia Adams dress. There's a Helena dress that's from like the music video of My Chemical Romance that she hand makes. And Genie Nitro has a whole bunch of typical medieval outfits, and I really like it. They kind of each all have their individual thing. I can't. I think those are the only like those two are the only ones that I've purchased from, and then the ones that I know is those two and Madame Absinthe. I haven't gotten anything from Madame Absinthe yet, but I do watch her stuff and it's really good. But it is and it is very it's kind of more of a rare thing to find like individual designers within the goth subculture, um, compared to like brands and stuff, but they are out there. um, there are a lot of people, individual designers that will make corsets and a whole bunch of stuff. um, so yeah, if you get a chance, you know, look on their websites, you know, support them with like their pages on Facebook and stuff like that, you know. Um, but yeah, you can. There's those ones, and then what other brands do I got? I have a Trip New York City top, which is a velvet top. It's a cute top, but I got that from eBay. You can find which I don't really purchase from eBay anymore because my account got hacked for some reason back. And that's something that's been happening a lot with eBay accounts is they've been getting hacked. So like if you do go on eBay, I'd advise going on as a guest rather than an account. But um, luckily nothing bad happened. But oh, it was such a pain in the ass. But you can find there's a whole bunch of Morbid Thread stuff on eBay you can find, like when it comes to dresses, skirts, little lingerie stuff. You can find a whole bunch of stuff on there. I tend to um be a little picky about when it comes to like stuff, certain stuff that I buy. You know, like if it's gonna be a top, I'm not, I don't want to spend more than $60 on a top. You know, if it's gonna be a dress, depending on the dress and how it's made, I don't want to spend more than like $100, $200 on it. You know, um, it with the closet that I have, I think I've spent maybe $1,000 altogether on all the stuff that I have. But and that's over time too. That's another thing to understand is like, you know, your gothic wardrobe isn't going to take overnight. Be overnight is a process, you know, and it's something that you know, you can't really buy in like 2 days or 2 seconds, you know. You can save up from work to buy one outfit, you know, save up from work to buy another outfit, go to the thrift store every once in a while, you know. It's it's a process. But that is basically all I have to say about that. And I hope you enjoy this video. I'm definitely gonna try to make more YouTube videos. And yeah, I hope you enjoy and have a good day. Bye.